Are we rolling?
Me.
Oh, KC.
Sybilis.
What is that?
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
What's that from?
I'm warming up my vocal
But what
cords.
is that? Is that from Will Ferrell? It's got to be Will Ferrell.
Definitely not Will Ferrell.
Who is it?
I don't know. Why does everything have to be something? Why can't it be my thing?
Sometimes I think you get your material from somewhere, and most of the time you do. You repeat your jokes, and sometimes you get it. It's like when Lennon says a joke. I know where it's from. It's a Lennon.
I'm so glad I agreed to do this again. Two
Lennon,
times.
Did you get it from
3 weeks? Here I am.
Did you get it from YouTube, Lennon? It's like fuck Jerry. You got to give credit where credit is due. Okay, so
Great.
Thanks, guys, for listening. So here's the deal. I did not want to do this podcast today. I landed yesterday. I get back on a plane on Tuesday. And for the first time in my life, I am chairing a PTA event tonight at the school. So
Shout out to Marion Street Elementary Bingo Night.
I've been running around ordering balloons. There's a lot going on. And did I watch shows on the plane? Yeah, I watched a few shows. I didn't watch everything.
You did.
I didn't watch everything I'd want to watch, but I also was like, I don't want to stress about it. So
Right.
yeah, I didn't like keep notes, but I do have some things in my head that I could share.
Okay. Well,
And,
I'm back, so that's great. It's always
Felicia,
about me.
I will say this.
Felicia didn't feel like coming over.
Felicia, the logistics became a little scrambled. So I was like, Felicia, don't bother coming over. And it's a lot for her to come,
It's hard for her to get it from
record.
Plainview. It's hard for her to,
She's also,
But you got me 2 times in 3 weeks.
By the way,
I'm
she's going to be...
basically like one of the girls.
Man, I feel like a woman.
All right. She's not going to want me to say this, but she's stressing about going to Florida.
Let my people
Canada.
You're just queuing up all the sound effects here. We got Plainview, Florida already. I mean,
But I think it's
just making
because
my
she
job easier.
just got back from Paris, and I think she's now settled back in her bed, and now I think she's like, oh, now I'm leaving again. So I think she's stressed.
You just give us a little
And I-
glimpse
and I
into the
think-
mind of Felicia.
Yeah, and I think she feels bad because I'm traveling so much, and we need all hands on deck for our son and his activities.
If anybody wants to volunteer to watch our son while Marnie's in San Francisco, we'll
It's
send
not-
him to your
it's like
house.
watch him-
I'll order a pizza for him.
Yeah, it's watching him and taking him to like activities.
How do people have 4 kids?
I gotta tell you, Felicia said if you had a second kid, you wouldn't be able to do this. It's when you teach yoga, it's getting him to all the activities, feeding him. I mean, he can feed himself. He's very self-sufficient if he only had a driver's license.
just got to get him an apartment somewhere.
No, he doesn't need an apartment. He has a house. He just needs to drive
What age
and
can
be
we
able
just...
to left alone.
How old were you when you started being home alone by
I think I was
yourself?
Felicia. I wish. Let's call her. Oh my God, let's call her.
Call her and ask her.
Yeah. This is
Go
gonna
ask
be.
her what she watched.
Yeah, this is gonna be unformatted.
I'll call you back.
What are you doing? I need you. I need you.
No, you need me? What? I'm calling you back. I'm at the dealership. I can't go. Bye.
Well, there it was.
We're not gonna get her.
Felicia Rothman, ladies
I
and
forgot
gentlemen.
how stressed she is. Her lease is up, and she's got to go to the dealership. And we're not gonna get her take now.
Who cares?
I gotta tell you
We
something.
don't need her take today.
The
I am
podcast is
Felicia.
called Hi Felicia.
It's Hi Casey now.
And half the listeners aren't listening for you. No offense, they're listening for her. They want to hear her. They want to hear Korean shit. They want to hear us banter. I love you, baby, but it's not called Hi Casey. It's called Hi Felicia.
Not yet.
Okay? And I believe I was left alone in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. I was probably in 3rd grade too.
But I had a brother who was 7 years older than me.
I was the brother.
Right.
I was walking home. I can probably say 3rd grade, maybe. Yeah, probably 3rd grade. I would walk home, unlock the door myself, be home around
just think-
3:30, watch a little DuckTales, some Tailspin, make some pizza rolls, and I just waited.
I know,
My
but I
parents
think-
got home around 5:30.
I think nowadays life is a little more dangerous, unfortunately.
I don't think it is. I think people are just aware of one-offs in some kid kidnapped in Iowa and now everybody's worried about it. I don't think the world's more dangerous. There's always been creeps. There's always been the potential of creeps, but we had more independence. Our parents weren't so anxiously hovering over us and
The anxious generation.
wandering minds about all the awful shit that could happen but probably won't.
All right, so Lennon, we love you.
Lennon, you're going to start living alone. We're going to get you a little studio
Mommy's
apartment in
going
Rockville
away.
Center.
All right, so
It's going to be like Natalia Grace. We're just going to get him his own apartment. We're going to misage him.
oh my God, I'm totally visioning
We're
this.
not sure Lennon's not 20. That's what I'm saying.
He acts
he's
like
just a little person.
He does act like he's in high school.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and then sometimes he cries, and then I remember he's 9.
Yeah. And then you talk to him like he's 20.
I do talk to him.
Buck up, fucker.
I do talk to him like he's older, which is probably why he vocalizes and speaks like he's in high school.
So what did you watch, Marnie?
So Casey,
Move this right along.
Well, format-wise, there's not that much news I have to report because I didn't keep notes. But my show that I spoke about last week with Kate Hudson, Running Point, got a season 2 very quickly. And
Already.
In 2 days, they said it was like unheard of news.
She's gone.
Can you talk?
Yeah, now for 5 minutes. Yes. When you said I have to talk to you now, really?
What?
I'm like, what?
We're recording the podcast. Talk to her. Felicia,
What?
me and Casey are doing a quick brief for the people because we're not doing like a full episode, so we're just doing a quickie.
Yeah.
So I just have to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Okay.
Quick question.
We're discussing at what age did you leave me alone where like I could come home after school? I recall 3rd grade. Can you confer?
But it was because Craig was home. Craig came home. That was his job.
That's what I thought.
However, the two of you fucking fought so much that all I did was get phone calls. He's doing this to me. He's doing this. So it became really difficult. But it was about 3rd or 4th grade.
Copy.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have an issue with an only child.
Okay. Also, while I have you,
What'd you watch this week?
No.
Marty, you started babysitting at about 11 or 12.
Right.
Babysitting, you were babysitting.
okay, did you ever get back to watching Running Point because it got picked up for a 2nd season?
Oh, no, I did not. No. But
okay.
I guess I should.
I mean, it did really well.
Okay.
I just wanted you to know that it got picked up. Also, while I have you, I know. Wait, did you get a car? What happened?
I did get a car. Just going back to get my checking book because when you use a credit
Checking
card,
book?
it's they had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an extra-
Kay.
and it's just pissing me off. So I'm going.
What
to
did
get
you
my-
What did
my-
you get? The people want to know what you got.
I got the Hyundai Sonata, top of the line, because I need the cameras all around, and the middle line did not have it, nor did the Elantra. So I need those cameras, otherwise my car would be destroyed. And I've talked about that with you also. I mean, I literally have cameras that I see everything.
So Marnie's driving problems are genetic.
Yes.
Just checking.
But just remember, Casey, it's gotten worse with me now.
Oh, good.
I was a great parker. Marnie will tell you I could parallel park in the city like on a dime.
Wow.
Right, Marnie?
Yes.
Our insurance premiums are going to take a hit.
Now I have, but by the way, I have no judgment anymore. So my parking, as you can see how far up, when I'm at your house, how far I am from the curb. Have you noticed that?
Pretty far.
Right, because my judgment sucks.
Well, Felicia, we love you. Thanks for joining us. Do you want to tell everybody what your favorite show of the week was really quick?
No, there was nothing.
Mom, Paradise.
Oh, Paradise. Well, that to me was at the beginning, it was the end. Yes, that's still my favorite. And I have my very good friend who I told you about, Kathy. She wrote back and said that was the best effing show she's ever seen.
Okay.
And Karen is watching it.
Everybody should be watching Paradise. The finale was amazing. Also, funny, quick story. We have a friend from Oceanside. He's an actor named Justin, who is
I know Justin.
right.
Yeah.
Right now, he's playing Kerry Russell's waiter on the next season of The Diplomat.
Wow.
He's apparently filming. Where is he filming? Do you know what state?
In England.
He's in London. Justin is not getting paid as an extra to go to London. That
Maybe
takes
it's taking
place
place
in
in
London,
okay.
but there's no way they flew an extra to London.
He's a good extra.
And apparently he's calling her Felicity, and she's pissed. You got to find out if he really called her Felicity.
That's very funny.
Should we call
Okay.
him? Maybe. All right. Love you, Fel.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Do you think Felicia's stressed about the car?
You sound a little stressed, especially that first phone call. Felicia, we need you.
Well, maybe she got nervous that like I needed her physical body here to help with something like Lennon. I don't know. But I will tell you this. When I was in San Francisco, I spoke to her. I don't know, maybe it was like 7 a.m. my time. And so she said to me, I watched Paradise already. And she said she watched it at midnight the minute it dropped. I mean, that's
She's not
commitment.
sleeping. I'm worried about her.
That's commitment. So she said all of her friends, of course, are watching it. It's great. Now that it's over and it goes real fast, maybe you'll watch it.
I'd like to.
Maybe you'll see it. Maybe I'll do a rewatch. Not
Oh my
really. I have
God.
no time. I did want to say one other thing about some news droppings that I think you would appreciate. Monopoly is all over the news. Ready for this?
Like the board game?
Yeah. networks and streamers are in a heated bidding war over an upcoming Monopoly real-life competition series based on how well Mr. Beast games did and the Squid Games
Like people are actually buying real estate and
No, I don't know.
charging rent and passing go.
But here's what's even funnier. So that came out in news this morning. And also what came out is John Francis Daly. You know what he looks like, right? You know,
No idea.
He's one of those guys that's in
Anybody that's three names is probably a serial
no,
killer.
you know what he looks like. I'm going to pull up. You're not here to fact check now.
I can't.
John Francis. He's like all over. You're going to tell me he's in a ton of movies you know about.
I've never seen that man before in my life.
Yes, he's in Freaks and Geeks. He's in a ton of stuff.
He probably
John
looks a lot
Francis
different
Daly.
now, but okay.
Well, he's 39 now. He's in a ton of little movies. Waiting. He was in Bones, Game Night, Vacation. Sorry, we have to make a phone call.
Aye.
Sorry, this is such a hard day. It's a hard day to do a pod.
You ended on
The accountant.
John Wilkes Booth.
So he is going to be doing like a scripted Monopoly movie based on the board game.
Monopoly's really having a moment.
And they are having a moment. So I do want to give a moment since I've got Casey here. I landed last night. He looked at me. He goes, "We're doing Traitors. We're doing Severance. Severance first, Traitors." And I said,
In that order.
And then I said, I think I could do it. I'm very tired. Even though like I'm on California time, I tried to stick to New York time. But traveling in general is exhausting. But I fucking made it. Weren't you proud of me? But when that Traitors reunion came on, I was like, we do not need to do this. I didn't know they were
I kind
going
of wanted to do this though, because I don't watch shows that have reunions.
Oh, because you don't watch Housewives.
I don't watch those
You
shows.
gave up
So
on
I
Love
was
is
actually-
Blind.
Yeah, I was actually really excited to watch a reunion.
You could watch a reunion. We could watch it this weekend.
Well, let's get back up. Severance.
Severance was one of those episodes that lots of questions. Now, did you listen to the Severance podcast?
I haven't listened yet.
This is
but
this is what happens.
I saw some Instagram content.
Can you tell us what the fuck everything means?
Yes, I can tell you what everything means. There's a lot to unpack, but basically this was a Selvig, not a backstory, but you got information about her backstory because she goes back to her hometown. You understand her background with Lumen. You learn a little bit more about the ether mills. And apparently everybody in the town with the ether mills is addicted to huffing ether. It was wild. You saw Patricia Arquette huffing ether, which was not on my bingo card for 2025, but here we are. It was super informative, and then it ends with like a kind of a crazy thing where they come after her. Spoiler alert. But I don't know. I thought it was a good episode.
It took us out of the world that we're familiar with.
Right.
You know, we weren't in the Lumen buildings. We're now in Lumen Town, would you say?
No, this is like the town where the ether mills were. That was what I understand is to be one of Lumen's earlier businesses was ether. My only problem with it, great episode, but in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking is, so now there's only 2 more episodes of the season, right? Like I wanted more answers. I appreciate that you got a little more information about her because I think she's a very important part of the story. But I worry that like now we only have 2 episodes to get those answers. It was a great episode.
Do we spoil it and say like what she was looking for and what she found, or did you say it already?
I didn't say it.
Okay.
Were you looking at memes?
Right. Well, I got a work text coming in. I'm not gonna like. Hey, this is we're recording and there's a lot going on. Personally and business. Is that you say personally, but what's the word when you want to say like business, personal and business?
I understand that, but I'm willing to take this over. This is going to be Hi Casey with Casey and Casey. I'm going to tell you all about just Severance and just Traitors. I'm gonna tell you all about the 2 things that I watch every week. So okay, well that was Severance, ladies and gentlemen. Are you back, Marni? Okay, I know. God,
I got moms texting me about bingo.
I know.
I've got crew texting
By the way,
me.
I am going to drop so many false bingos tonight.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because that is so.
Is that like yelling fire in a movie theater?
All the kids get really upset. You weren't there last year.
Why, were there some false bingos last year?
No, but like kids yell bingo and they get really mad if like more than one kid. Like you just don't fuck with kids. Don't be that dad who's faking shit out. This is not punked. The principal is there. Like, don't make me look more worse than I already look.
Why would you look bad in front of the principal? What do you mean worse than you already look? Because of this podcast?
No, because I'm not making the amount of money I want to be making on this fundraiser. If there were
there's a second event Marni's doing.
but if
So this is a good plug for
Here's the thing.
If there's any Marion Street Elementary
I know-
parents that
I
are
know.
on the fence about Marnie's
Here-
barn dance
no.
April 4th, which is my birthday.
Here's the thing.
Marnie's throwing me a barn dance for
and
my
I'm
birthday.
sure a lot of moms could attest to this. There's a lot of politics and red tape at schools, and there's certain things I want to do to make more money that can't be done. Fine, so I'm accepting it. And my friend who's co-chairing with me that should not be named.
Why don't you say her name?
You know, she's stressing we're not making enough money, and now I'm meditating on it and being like, it is what it is. We're doing the best we can.
Oh no, maybe you won't get rehired for.
But now I
You're
could
not
do
losing money.
personally.
What
No.
if you took a loss on this? So how'd you
That
guys
was
do?
so
Well, we
fucked
owe
up.
about $800.
All right, we got some middle school boys coming over in 15 minutes to pick up 300 waters. Okay, so we
For
need
the bingo event.
for the bingo event.
All right, everybody's dehydrated at bingo.
Traitors
Traitors. Moving
was
on.
Traitors
I was satisfied with it.
anticlimactic.
I don't care.
Everybody was like, the season was But I think, spoiler, I'm assuming people have watched it. I think that the star of this season is definitely Gabby. I told you she came out.
mean-
I love that she's like, I'm gay. Now I'm gay.
But that's like
I dated 36
that's
men.
just one layer of her. I thought Dylan was the.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're so right. Dylan is the star. Dylan and Gabby
He was
should
on the right side
be
of
in
most
a romance.
Well, she's gay, so I don't think that's going to happen. But
Maybe she's bi and she doesn't know it.
anyway, I don't think that's for you to decide. But I think that Dylan was on the right side of most things this season. He always had a good intuition, and I don't think I expect that. I was a little judgmental. I see dudes like that, and I'm like, this guy's a dork. Or he's like, a pretty boy and not smart. He was on the right side of most things this
Dylan,
season.
I love him, and I'm kind of glad Danielle got out. But it's funny. A neighbor at the bus stop suggested, and I can name his name. He does listen. Craig, not my brother Craig,
Shout
my
out to
neighbor
Craig.
Craig, said if Brittany didn't vote Danielle out, the ending could have been more exciting. Which is true.
I think if Brittany didn't vote out Danielle, which I think she had good reason to, because she really thought that Dolores was going to vote out Danielle. She didn't want to look shady, like she was working with her. So when she gave her a nod, she said, "Okay, yeah, she must be voting her out too." I see what Craig's saying, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
So-
I was happy with how it turned out because they were all decent people at the end. There were no traitors. I said this the other day when on the same.
It was fine. It was fine.
I said it on one of the podcasts.
It was the most-
I'm on, but I said. I do a lot of podcasts about traitors and Severance, but I said that I just don't think I like the role of a traitor. I don't know if maybe in other seasons a traitor was more likable, but so far every time I've seen a traitor, they just the nature of that job is icky and it makes me not like them. So I don't know. I was happy that no traitors made it to the end. I like that Dylan was there. I like that Gabby was there. I was happy with all of it. So that's all I have to say about that.
Well, what you did miss this week, which was a great watch for an airplane, because it was 3 episodes. Friend Andre texted me and was like, you gotta watch the Ruby Franke documentary. And for those that don't know the Ruby Franke, she was a YouTube mom influencer. It's 3 episodes. It's on Hulu, and it is quite. I'm sure you know about this woman who abused her kids. And now she's in jail. I hope she rots in jail for 30 plus fucking years. She's in there for 30 years. She should get more time. This documentary I highly recommend. But if you're like my friend, those that cannot be named, you struggle. If a child's getting hurt, you don't want to see it, and the footage is tough to see. But this video went viral with the little boy. I don't know if you remember, there was ring footage of a little boy knocking on the neighbor's door, being like, "Can you please take me or call the police station?" And then the old man's like, "What's going on, son? Sit down." He's emaciated, and he's got duct tape on his ankles and duct tape on his wrists. It's so fucked up. But there's a backstory, and the backstory, she's a Mormon, and her husband's madly in love with her, and she's got 6 kids, and she starts this YouTube channel called 8 Passengers, okay? And it's all about the family. And the husband was not into it. Imagine you're like, I don't want to do this. Then he goes, and the husband's in it. The husband is fully interviewed in this documentary. And he looks like Liev Schreiber if Liev Schreiber was bald. He could fully play this man, Kevin, in a scripted movie. So imagine this. So he says this, and I appreciated his honesty. He's like, look, I don't want to do it. But then that first check came. It was $85. And just that check, he then got into it, and they all got really
You're
into it.
sympathizing with a child abuse enabler.
He didn't know. What you have to watch it to understand.
I'm just making sure I'm following you on this.
He got kicked out of the house, didn't live there for a year, and did not know the
what
physical
reason?
abuse. Well, let me finish.
Spoiler alert.
She ended up kind of following this woman who was basically a cult leader. This is everything you would want to see. Mormonism.
Sounds like everything I
cults,
want to see.
YouTube, influencer, except the child abuse. But I recommend this fucking show.
I'll have to watch it.
You're not going to watch it.
No, I will. We'll rewatch it together.
That is a show I'm not rewatching. Anyway, you fell asleep during White Lotus again. 3rd fucking episode in a row. Now I feel like I don't even have to watch the show with you anymore.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Marni is so agitated with me.
I'm
this
not
whole
agitated
recording.
with you. No, it's not the whole recording. It's been a stressful recording. We're dealing with a lot going on right now. Anyway, I just want to say
I'm perfectly fine.
What's coming up this weekend? Grey's Anatomy's back on. I didn't finish it. I started watching it. There's an American Manhunt episode on about 9/11. That might be tough to watch. Cameron Crowe, who you know I love, directed, you're going to want to watch this, a documentary about Tom Petty. It's coming out.
I would love to watch that. Actually, I heard about that.
That's for you. Also, Everybody's Live with Mulhaney comes out.
I love that. I really enjoyed when he did that little stint.
So you have a lot going on. And Eliza Schlesinger has a new comedy special. I also listened to on the plane, I was trying to take a nap, and I listened to the Andrew Schultz, that's number 2 right now on Netflix comedy special. You know who that guy is?
I feel about him. He's got that big skin fade.
He's got a mustache. He's pretty good looking. I will say this. What got me to watch that show is the promo he did with Matt Damon. Matt Damon! And I posted that on my Instagram, and the promo got me. Like, it worked. And the entire special is about him and his wife having to do fertility. And it was very funny. It was very funny. I recommend it. It was good.
Did an hour on fertility?
It was just about, having a baby, childbirth, spewing into a cup, how his sperm don't swim. It was very funny. So that's that. Wow, we didn't record for that long because we just kept
that was the idea. You said you wanted to just do a short.
You're right. But what people don't know is there were about 5 different stops we had to do for phone calls and personal.
Various accountants. But by the time this is all edited, it'll sound seamless.
Thanks, Kay. I love you guys. I'm going back to San Fran on Tuesday. I don't know what happens next weekend. We'll see if we can do another pod. Maybe we'll get Felicia in town to do one.
Well, yeah, it's called Bye Felicia. Until I officially change the name.
It's called Hi Felicia.
Same thing.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye Felicia, bye Felicia.